Hi, I'm the Box Office Wizard bringing you weekend box office predictions and movie review. For today's show, I'm going to give you an update on Beat the Expert, see how I'm doing against the other experts and make predictions. Also give you predictions for this weekend's box office, and last but not least, some movie news on Creed 2. Beat the Expert last week, I actually came in last, which is kind of disappointing. Had an okay week at 82.5%. Second place was Box Office Profits at 90%, and Box Office Pro finished on top at 90.2%. Box Office Mojo didn't have numbers, so I did not include, obviously didn't include anything for him. Overall, though, it's actually a pretty tight race now. Box Office Mojo's in first still at 82.35%. A tenth of a percent behind is Box Office Pro at 82.25%. I'm in third at 81.7%, and then last is Box Office Profits at 78.2%. Just a couple weeks left with this week, and those numbers will be finalized. See who will be crowned king for predicting for 2017. I won in 2016, in case you don't know, so I'm still hoping I can retain that title. But it's really needs some more slipping up by the other guys, and hopefully they made some different predictions this week, so I can get back within a few tenths of a percent. So predictions this weekend. It's kind of been a last couple, 7 through 10 this week were kind of a little bit hard to predict, and then number one obviously will be even harder. We'll get to that later. When I say that, though, for 7 through 10 is because this is where I usually do pretty well, so I slipped up just a little bit. I still did it decent last week, but I'm hoping that I have a really strong week this weekend, and that'll definitely help me out so in my numbers. Number 10 this week, I'm going to go with The Star. This movie's now at 43 million worldwide. I'm going to give about a 40% drop and put it at 2.41 million. Coming in ninth this week, I'm going to go with Murder on the Orient Express. This movie's now at 280 million worldwide, which is very good. I actually didn't think this movie would get that high. I was seeing about the low 200s, so it's doing very well. It is nearing 100 million here in the U.S. It's at 94.4 million as of Wednesday. I'm going to give it a 45% drop. I'm going to put it at 2.83 million. So that should make it cross over probably by probably Monday or Tuesday. In eighth, I'm going to go with Thor. It's now at 835 million worldwide. I'm going to give it a 50% drop and put it at 3.13 million. Coming in seventh will be The Disaster Artist. This movie actually had a pretty good debut last week at 6.4 million. I think those that have went to see it are pretty much done for the most part. But I'm going to give it only about a 50% drop because of how well it did perform last week. I'm going to put it in at 3.2 million. Coming in sixth this week will be Daddy's Home. That's now at 146 million worldwide. It's at 92.5 million here in the U.S. So probably another week before it crosses over the 100 million here. Either way, though, it's doing okay for a sequel. Probably nothing where it's not going to match the numbers from the first one, but I'm going to give it a 40% drop this weekend and put it at 3.55 million. Coming in fifth will be the movie Wonder. It's now at 132 million worldwide, which is just phenomenal for this. It did cross 100 million last Sunday here in the U.S. Just based on with Star Wars coming out this weekend, I'm going to give this a 50% drop, put it at 4.22 million. Coming in fourth will be Justice League. It's still sputtering along, 617 million, so it really didn't add a whole lot worldwide compared to last week. It's not going to do much better this weekend. I'm going to give it a 55% drop, put it at 4.35 million. This movie will probably be wrapping up at the end of the year. So, coming in third, finally slipping out of the top spot will be Coco. It did cross 400 million this past week, so it's doing very well overall. Numbers so far, although it does have a pretty big budget, so it's got to probably track another 100 to 150 million to see a really nice big profit. So either way, though, decent weekend. I'm gonna get a 40% drop at 11.1 million. Coming in second would be the movie Ferdinand. I had to look this up again because I couldn't remember what movie it was at first, and then once I saw the poster, I go, oh yeah, so it's the one with the bull cartoons. And it stars John Cena. He is voicing Ferdinand, and there's Kate McKinnon's in it as well. She's voicing Lupe. So this movie should do okay this weekend. Not a lot of competition other than Coco. I think it'll do okay overall. I'm going to put it at 15.8 million. Last but not least, Star Wars. Finally here again. I can't believe it. Just seems like time flies. It seems like the last one was just out. Although now, should be a movie rolling out roughly every year now, coming up here and over the next decade, so which is going to be really neat, if not 2 a year. So, had to go back and look. I remember it was the mid 240s or 250s. How much the first Star Wars: The Force Awakens made is at right under 248 million. Thing I had to look at too was on how I was going to predict this was the time frame. I did know that this is the longest Star Wars movie, from my understanding, that they have made to date, at 2 hours and 31 minutes. The Star Wars: The Force Awakens was 2 hours and 16 minutes. So kind of throwing that in a little bit. However, though, I think this one's going to be more well received. Is it going to top that number? I don't think so. I think it will come close, though, which is really good news for the franchise, obviously. But it's going to do well anyways, even if the people were like with the trailers going, what? You know, but so far, pretty much everything I'm reading on it has been very positive. Very few negatives out there. I'm going to go with 237.8 million. I hope it comes near that. The only thing that's going to hurt my numbers, obviously, is if the playtime does factor in too much. I'm kind of anxious to see what the Thursday preview or Thursday evening midnight showings did to add to that number as well, because those are included with the Friday, Saturday, Sunday numbers. So, movie news. Creed 2, it actually does have a director in place now. It's not Sylvester Stallone, surprisingly. So he did help write it, and also the guy from Luke Cage did as well. So which really surprised me. I'm trying to remember his name, cannot think of it offhand. So Stephen Caple is actually been selected to direct it. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what he does with it. Like I've reported before, my understanding is Dolph Lundgren is supposed to reprise his role as Ivan Drago. He's supposed to have a son. Supposed to kind of duke it out somehow. Not sure exactly how or when. How that's all going to take place, that's just what I've heard. That's what I've read some. Nothing official, though, other than that's just kind of what they're confirming, or not confirming, but that's what's been through the rumor mill. So, hey, get your predictions in. Let me know what you think Star Wars will do. Let me know if you've seen it. What you thought of it as well. No spoilers, please, because I won't get a chance to see it probably for another week. So, I'm hoping to get in sooner than that, but it's not looking good right now. So, either way, though, have a great weekend, and I'll continue giving you predictions you can count on. They're better than the weatherman. Take care.